These are the biggest horses in the world. The Shire breed carries the biggest horses in the world. They were originally bred to pull heavy carts on farms, breweries, and coal mines, and are still used on living history farms today. Clydesdales, originally from Scotland, are the second largest horse breed. The biggest horse ever recorded was Sampson, who was from the Shire breed. He weighed an astounding 3,359 pounds and stood over 22 hands tall when he measured in 1859. The tallest horse alive as of 2021 is Big Jake, who measures over 22 hands tall. Big Jake, who is a Belgian, weighs in at 2,260 pounds. Russian Heavy, 58 inches tall and 1,420 pounds. The Russian Heavy has very short legs compared to many other draft breeds designed to give it better traction. Equestrians developed this breed in Russia in about 1952 can still be seen pulling wagons around the countryside. This breed weighs about 1,420 pounds. It stands about 58 inches tall. Strawberry roan, bay, and chestnut are standard colors. Vladimir Draft Horse, 58 inches tall and 1,580 pounds. The Vladimir Draft Horse received recognition as a breed in 1946. Breeders developed this breed to pull their Vladimir Trochia sleighs through the snow. These animals usually have 4 white feet with feathering. While the bay is most common, you can find this animal in all colors. They are still often driven in teams of 3 to pull sleighs for Russian tourists. The Vladimir Draft Horse stands 58 inches tall and weighs about 1,580 pounds. They often have Roman noses. The rear end is usually short and extremely powerful. Their tail is set higher up than on many draft animals. Biggest horses, Dutch Draft, 62 inches tall and 1,500 pounds. Dutch breeders created the Dutch Draft Horse from local stock shortly after World War I. This cold-blooded horse moves exceptionally well for its size. These animals can be bay, black, gray, or chestnut. While their initial purpose was to help with logging and farming, they are mainly shown at shows today. The Dutch Draft Horse stands about 62 inches tall and weighs about 1,500 pounds. Biggest horses, Comtois Horse, 60 inches tall and 1,580 pounds. Bred in the Jura Mountains between France and Switzerland, Comtois horses have extremely muscular hindquarters. They also have light feathering around their short legs. They can be any color, with most having a silverish tint. Experts believe this breed could have possibly been bred in other areas of France since the 1st century. Breeding in the Jura Mountains started in the 4th century. These animals stand about 60 inches tall and weigh about 1,580 pounds. American Cream, 62 inches tall and 1,800 pounds. If you could travel back to Iowa in the 1850s, you might see a farmer auctioning off a cream draft animal called Old Granny in Melbourne. She is the foundation dam for all American cream horses. This breed is the only cold-blooded breed developed in the United States. All animals of this breed are a solid cream or palomino color. American Cream stand about 62 inches tall. Typically, mares weigh between 1,600 to 1,800 pounds while stallions weigh between 1,900 and 2,000 pounds. Irish Draft, 64 inches tall and 1,400 pounds. The Irish Draft was developed in Ireland during the 18th century to be strong enough to work on a farm and limber enough to make a great riding animal. While gray and chestnut are the most common, these animals come in various colors. Excessive white above the knees is considered a fault. This breed often lives to be over 30 years old, stands about 64 inches tall and can weigh over 1,400 pounds. Suffolk, 66 inches tall and 1,800 pounds. Farmers developed the Suffolk horse exclusively for farm work in Suffolk and Norfolk, England. All Suffolks trace their lineage back to Crisp's horse of Uford, who was foaled in 1768. These animals are chestnuts. They stand about 66 inches tall with a rounder appearance than larger draft animals. They weigh about 1,800 pounds. They have very powerful rear legs. Belgians, 67 inches tall and 1,763 pounds. Breeders first created the Belgian draft horse from Brabant draft horses in Belgium. Most Belgians in the United States are lighter than those found in Belgium and surrounding countries. While most Belgians in the US are chestnut with a flaxen mane and tail, other colors are equally acceptable both in the US and overseas. These animals are often used in heavyweight pulling contests as they are some of the strongest draft horses. Big Jake is a Belgian draft horse. Another large draft horse was Brooklyn Supreme, who stood 78 inches tall and weighed 3,200 pounds. Australian draft horse, 68 inches tall and 1,980 pounds. Farmers developed the Australian draft horse in about 1850 as activity turned from prospecting to farming, and they needed a faster alternative than bullocks. These horses come in all colors. The legs have feathering. Breeders see excessive white markings as a fault because of Australia's harsh weather. No one developed a registration process for Australian draft horses until 1978. These horses stand about 68 inches tall and weigh about 1,980 pounds. Percheron, 68 inches tall and 2,200 pounds. Farmers in the Perche province of France's Normandy region originally developed Percherons. Horses of this breed in the United States are usually a little taller than those bred in France. The French government still actively breeds this horse, and they often cross it with lighter breeds to make dressage horses. In France, all registered Percherons must be gray. In other countries, such as the United States, you can find Percherons in any color. These horses usually stand about 68 inches tall and weigh 2,200 pounds. One of the tallest Percherons of all time was Dr. Lagier. These stallions stood 21 hands tall and weighed 2,995 pounds. Clydesdales, 68 inches tall and 1,907 pounds. Arguably best known for their appearances in Budweiser commercials, Clydesdales are initially from Scotland. Soldiers wearing heavy armor rode them into battle along the Clyde River. You may often see them in parades, where people often fall in love with them for their leg feathering and high-stepping gait. You can find Clydesdales in every color. Breeders see white around their feet and on their faces as desirable traits. These horses weigh about 1,907 pounds and stand about 68 inches tall. King Lear was one of the largest Clydesdales ever to live. He stood 82 inches tall and weighed 2,950 pounds. Shire, 68 inches tall and 2,200 pounds. Sampson was a Shire, and this British breed is known for producing huge horses. The average Shire is 68 inches tall and weighs 2,200 pounds. Originally bred to pull heavy carts on farms, in breweries and coal mines, living history farms still use the Shire. They are commonly black, bay, gray, or brown, but they can be any color except chestnut. While a little white marking on the face or a front leg is not a fault, excessive white is not desirable. They have feathers around their legs. Interestingly, European gypsies, in search of the perfect working horse that was strong yet easily manageable, bred Shire horses together with Clydesdales, the second largest breed, Dale ponies, and Fell ponies.